My periscope actually stopped. And I'm like, I'm explaining something. Anyways, so for now, we're just gonna let it dry as much as we can. I have this one semi-dry, and then this one is really wet on this area. So I don't touch that area until it's like fully dry. I'm gonna go with my liner brush, and I'm going to dip it in water. If I stay quiet, it's because I'm like literally concentrating. I'm so annoyed. Someone is playing music here in my house. I don't want no music because then I can explain. Just with that liner brush, I'm just doing like mimicking like the lines, and I'm also going to mimic part of his, like the wing. I can reinforce some of the stuff that I kind of just left alone, and I'm adding like, basically what I did is like a condition that black, like I'm not really, so the bird head is really black, but with watercolors you don't want to add like just black, because it kind of just turns into gray, it's muted, it's not like a pure black. So you don't want that dual color in it. You want like a really nice pretty black. So that's the way you kind of just achieve black without, how can I explain? That's the best way to achieve black. Like adding different colors, it's just not black, because it's boring. So so some people ask me, sometimes they ask me, for how long you been doing this? I've been doing this for a very long time. For a very long time. And art has always like been part of who I am, because everything that I do kind of just is related to art, just in a different way, different form. And I have, like, I notice that I'm very like, is that the right word? So I don't want to insult anybody, but very artsy, like manually. I'm very like I can do all kinds of stuff. And I used to work in a company that they used to ask me to do like masks and like different stuff, like, but the one part that I didn't like is, and it's not a non-profit, but they're just cheap. So I used to like have to reinvent myself on how to achieve something, whatever they were asking me. And then you say like, wow, I did this. Just kind of add with that brown. I'm just adding. Just gonna do as if it was a leaf as well over here. Just gonna add some water to it. So I like about these papers is that you really can add water to it and add enough washes so it can hold on, it holds on to enough water. I'm just gonna add more green on this side. I'm just gonna drag it with me because this is basically wet to wet, and I'm doing it with a liner brush. Just gonna lower it a little bit. And you kind of just, it looks like it's foliage, even though you and I know that there's nothing there. I'm just gonna close in this area. Just gonna go here with this really dark sepia. I'm just gonna start doing the leg. And then I'm going to start like basically drawing part of the feathers of the bottom, just going to drag afterwards that paint. So all is left is just gonna do it on the body as well. I'm gonna do it here. So I'm adding like a really nice shadow as I go. Then you're going to, I'm just gonna drag with me. Alright, I'm gonna leave it alone. And I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with the other bird, like kind of just with this really, really beautiful blue that I have here. And I think this one is gouache, I'm not sure, because I left gouache on my palette. And I'm just gonna start like pushing back. I'm just gonna start pushing back the watercolor and just kind of just mimicking form. So I don't know, I guess that I learned this trick by experience. I don't mean to get out of my topic, but I love to teach. I love to show what I know. Like I feel like, okay, you know, I accomplished something, at least I did something right, rather than just show what I can do. And I just love to share. Like I'm that type of person. Like, you know, I'm so grateful to people that go on YouTube and show their skills or show what they can do and give you ideas and tips and stuff like that, because believe it or not, you actually get something out of it. And you learn so much as well. Like I learned so much from YouTube, and I have like my personal favorites that I go and watch just to see, you know, how they do. And I just love to watch artists in general. Like I really like art. And so that's what you do when you like something. Alright, so when I say push back, that's what I meant. I'm just gonna go upper and then just push back that. And we're just gonna leave it alone for a little bit. And I'm gonna go back to my almost abstract chickadee on the bottom. Then now it's time for him to get like his last washes. Go back and with this very precise brush. This one is a number 1. No, I'm sorry, number 0. It's like one of the tiniest brushes, just for details and stuff. So, just gonna go around. And you see how that brown that I had there kind of just helped me tremendously when it came to add the details. It's gonna go down with that black, and I touch a part that is still wet. I'm gonna go down as well, and I'm just gonna add some really beautiful black color over here. Alright. So anyways, just back to, without like boring you to death, where I'm from and all that stuff. I like to talk about it because I think art is so important, and I can never stress enough, you know, how things have changed, not only for women but also in general when it comes to art. Like it's more available, I think. It's more available. There's so many now, you know. But when I was growing up, and also the stigma of being an artist. I mean, I feel like in my case, I still consider it not true. I think that I chose to go to work and have a 9 to 5. But I'm 100% that if I were to dedicate my life, I know that it wasn't going to be easy. The truth isn't going to be at all easy. But I'm 100% sure that if I just continued with being an artist, like, I knew that I was going to have to make like a lot of sacrifices, but at the end of it all, I knew we were going to be compensated. But you know, I'm the type of person, like, I don't have patience with anything. That's the truth. And it was in a very uncomfortable position. Like, I was in a very uncomfortable situation. I couldn't, like, I felt like I couldn't wait for me to, like, hit it big or do this and then do that. But I could definitely, I'm 100% that I could have definitely made a living out of my work. It was just a matter of time. And then I felt like I didn't have it. Like, I didn't have the patience. I was just so afraid of not being able to provide for my family, etc., etc. Like, you get like so nervous. Like, I got so nervous. And I'm like, I have all these kids with me, and all I can think of is just sit down and paint, and I feel like so selfish. So I decided just to go to the world and get myself a 9 to 5. And that's what I've been doing. But I really don't believe the artist should starve. Like, there's always, like, there's so much the artist can do these days. And I've seen, like, so many of you, like, doing, like, I have, like, even in YouTube, like, I see people, like, doing, like, markers and doing, not markers, doing, like, stickers, doing, like, mats, fridge magnets with their work. And it's just, like, it's just very easy. Like, you just get a printer and you print a plastic copy of your work and you have a beautiful magnet. I was like, that is so simple. How couldn't I think of it? You know, but back then I wasn't, like, I was so desperate. Like, I was like, oh my God, like, I'm gonna starve my kids. Oh my God, my kids. And I really didn't, like, I just wanted to do something. Like, I didn't care much about, hey, you know what? I'm an artist. I can do this. I was so not trusting in myself as well because, you know, I thought, oh no. And I think that's the error that a lot of people do. You don't trust in yourself. You don't trust on your capabilities of what you can accomplish with work, with art, and you get desperate and you go to a 9 to 5 like I did. And then you'll regret it for the rest of your life because that's the way it is. You know who you are. Like, that calling of being an artist, it will never cease to kind of just torment you every single day and remind you, hey, you know what? You left your dream to pursue a 9 to 5. And then, yeah, congratulations. It doesn't matter how much you accomplish in a secular work. It's like your conscience is, like, always telling you, yeah, congratulations. Now you're a manager. Great. Well, you're still not a great artist. You're still not a great artist, but you're still not pursuing your dream, you know? And you, like, I'm always frustrated. Like, I'm always frustrated. I don't have the time. I don't have the time to paint. I'm like, why? And then I'm like, yeah, that's the life that you kind of chose for yourself. So now you have to suck it up. All right, so I want to create between that grayish army green, I don't know, purple. I'm just adding, like, different colors. I'm going to create a very muted gray. And then there's a part here that is actually bothering me that I'm going to take out. So that's what I'm doing. And then after that, I'm going to add a, where's my brush? Oh, right here. All right, so there's a part that is actually bothering me, and I'm going to kind of just take out with my brush over here. And this is like lifting. That's what I'm doing, just lifting with the brush. And when you do that, it kind of exposes the white paper on the bottom. And I'm gonna do the same thing here, over here, right here. Just gonna lift this up because it's just not really what you're supposed to see. I'm just gonna lift as much as I can because that's part of the white of which you're supposed to leave out of the bird. So we're just gonna, a lot of people are against it, but if it helps you, why not? So you can lift, you can add white, I mean, you know, do what you gotta do for your painting to look what you want. Like, I'm not against mixing acrylic with watercolors or mixing black with kinds of stuff. I do what I can to achieve what I want in the painting. So another thing that I also like got one time, like people were asking me like, how long do you take for them to be done? Like and people were not, they don't believe me. They didn't believe me. They thought that I was lying. And then I said, these cars, it depends. Sometimes they take up to 4 hours. And they were like, you're lying. I'm like, no, I'm not. Because you're doing something that is very beautiful, but it is somewhat delicate. You have to have like the patience. Now, for any other medium, I rush. For any other medium, like I can do what acrylics, I can do, except for watercolors. Like I take my beautiful time. I don't mind being here until tomorrow. Just when I'm doing a watercolor. Only watercolors. Like I have the patience for watercolors. I don't know why. Because for any other medium, I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Watercolors take forever and I don't care. But I just feel like the more time you dedicate to this, the more time you what's that called? The better it takes, the better it looks. That's what I meant. And I'm going to lift this up. And I'm going to go back to that really nice grayish, purplish tone. I'm going to mimic like if there was like foliage in there. I'm just gonna start adding it to the parts that I kind of just left out in here. And I'm gonna do the same thing here. And then I'm going to add some water because I don't want to like to be so obvious that there's something in there. I'm just gonna kind of just disappear it as I go. And all that in here is going to be also alright. We're gonna let this dry and maybe just a bit more washes I don't know. Not yet. Don't know. Alright, I'm gonna go and get my gouache. And we're going to add like really nice little feathers in here. Gonna go back, and I'm sure this is gouache. This is not watercolors. Like I can tell how it's kind of like muted and matte. It's not like even me no, how you call that? No shine, because it doesn't have like the same gum that watercolors has. I'm just. Oh, okay. ¿Por qué? Ella viene para acá.